Hey, this is the Average Ride here, and welcome back to my adventures. As you can see, I got all my gear out here laid out, and I want to go over what I'm bringing on the Appalachian Trail this year. So stick around and see what I bring. All right, here's a better overview of what all I'm bringing. All right, let's crack this nut. I guess I can bring out each item and talk about them a little bit individually. So let's do that. The first item we have up is my tent. So it comes in 3 pieces. So this is the REI quarter dome superlight. So it comes with a footprint, the actual tent itself, and then my rain fly, poles, and stakes. So probably not the most popular tent you'll see on the trail, but it cost me like $350 when I got it 2019. So I couldn't, like, for the weight and everything, I couldn't justify spending another $300 on a tent that may shave like an ounce or two. So I decided to stick with this tent. I think I'm gonna like it. I've used it since December of 2019, and I absolutely love it. I've probably put at least 300 miles in with this tent, so I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's gonna be do me just fine on the trail. So all right, let's see what else I got. All right, so this is the Montbell Seamless Down Hugger. It's rated for about 20 degrees. I think that's what they call it, is their 20-degree bag. It's a 800 fill weight though. I've slept in this thing in my camper, getting down into the mid 20s, and I've slept within it in the snowstorm, but I think it only got to about upper 20s that night. But every time I've slept in it, no matter how cold it's gotten, it's been absolutely phenomenal, especially when you got your down jacket wrapped up in there too. So that's my sleeping bag, and I'm going to put it in. This is my air pump for it's the Big Agnes air pump for my AirCore Ultra from Big Agnes. It's a 25 by 72 air mattress. It is not the lightest sleeping pad out there, and I'm sure other backpackers are going to hate me, because it can be rather loud if the person sleeping on it moves around a lot. So hopefully I don't move too much and piss off all my fellow backpackers. But this is what I got. It's the warmest sleep pad that I have currently, and it's a little bit bigger than the other one. When it gets warmer, I may swap this out for my ultralight version, and I'm definitely going to swap out this when it gets warmer to my 55-degree bag. So that'll definitely save weight and space. So this doubles as my dry bag that I'll be shoving my sleeping bag in. That way, knock out 2 birds, 1 stone, and everything is like kept nice and neat at the bottom of my pack, and nice and dry. So I did notice on my shakedown trip that I was very glad that I had my sleeping bag in this, because all that snow and ice, I don't know if it like seeped through the bottom of my backpack, or if the snow and ice fell inside my backpack and melted, and that's why it was wet. But luckily this protected my sleeping bag from getting wet, and I didn't have any problems, so that was good. All right, let's go to clothes. Clothes is probably the hardest thing to whittle down. I didn't want to bring too little of stuff, and I didn't want to bring too much, and I think I'm going to bring too much. So I'm basically bringing 3 layers, well, really 4 layers per section of body, right? So other than feet. So feet, I'm just bringing socks, I'm going to bring 2 pairs of the Darn Toughs. Smart Wool are awesome, but Darn Toughs, you just can't beat them. I love Darn Tough. So I'm going to stop by and get some brand new ones for the trip, see how long they last. But I love Darn Tough. They keep your feet warm in the winter and cool in the summer. I wear them all year round, every day, and it's great. I love them. So I have some tights that are like my light leg weight, and then some medium weight legs for more insulation on those colder nights, and then my hiking pants. So these are some Kohl's. They're absolutely comfortable pants. I love these things. They got vents on them. They got all sorts of pockets. I probably won't ever use any of them, but I do love these pants. They're very comfortable. When it gets hotter out, I'll probably swap out for some convertible pants. I know I'm the odd one on the AT. I'm probably gonna wear pants the whole time. Or I hate having my legs bare and rub up legs, because I'm like almost deathly allergic to poison ivy and poison oak. So I like to have my legs covered. Plus it helps with keeps ticks down. So I also have my rain pants, which more likely be just snow pants. I doubt I'll wear these when it's raining, but we'll see. I don't know. In fact, I'll probably just wear these most of the time anyways. They're fairly comfortable, but they go over just about anything pretty easy. So any kind of combination of this, I'll mostly probably wear these while hiking. Unless it's raining, then I'll probably wear this and this while hiking. And then at camp, I'll probably have some combination of these three, unless it's raining. So as for the tops, I have just actually some REI shirts. They're just the antimicrobial athletic shirts that are, good base layer. They're mostly polyester spandex, but they breathe really well. They're great base layers. I'll definitely have probably the long sleeve on most days. I may hike with just the short sleeve. It just depends on how cold it is. And then I have one of my shirts that I got while I was in the Coast Guard. It's actually a fire retardant, but it's one of my aircrew shirts that I got in my aircrew days. But it keeps pretty warm. It's Nomex, so like I said, it's fire retardant, but it also keeps you warm even when it's wet. So this thing can be completely soaking wet and still provide insulation. So I figured I couldn't buy anything that could promise me that. So I'm gonna bring this. I've gone on hikes with it before. It does a pretty good job of keeping me warm. And then I'll have my big old REI. Man, I'm just bringing all REI gear, aren't I? And then I have my REI Stratosphere. I think it's a 650 fill down jacket. I love this thing. This thing will keep you warm as long as you can keep it dry. So I probably won't hike in this just because I'll probably sweat, but that is definitely for camp when it's cold. I do have my rain jacket. It is a Rab, and I've hiked in it. I've done some couple day hikes. In my shakedown video, I had a REI rain jacket that was Gore-Tex. And it doesn't have any vents. This one does. So the problem I found on my shakedown hike was I couldn't tell if I was wet from the rain bleeding through or if it was just from sweat. Even though it was 30 degrees outside, I was just sweating to death. So I did a day hike where I did 16 miles a couple weekends ago when it was in the 30s, and I just had this on with my long sleeve light base, and I was fine. Even had the vents open, and it was great. I think I'm probably going to hike a lot like that, whether it's raining or not, because this helps with at least the wind, and this just helps take the sweat off. I sweat a lot when I hike, so I think if it gets any colder than 30, I'll definitely have to hike in this as well. So we'll see how that goes. I will have a belt because I know I'm gonna lose some inches around the waist after a couple of weeks, but I don't have much of a butt anyways, so my pants fall off. So I definitely need a belt. I really need some suspenders, but I haven't found any suspenders that I really like. So we'll see how all that goes. I will be carrying one pair of underwear. When I go into town to do laundry, I'll just probably, free ball it. But these are the Saks underwear. They're great for hiking. They have that little pouch for the family jewels. I don't necessarily care for it, but honestly, I didn't have much of a choice. I've gone on hikes with these. They just take some getting used to. If you're not used to, you're having your boys, hugged. And then for my headgear, I'm gonna have my trusty old Merino wool beanie. I'll have my trusty Coast Guard hat, and then I'm gonna have a gator as well. I wanted to take this gator. It's of my old helicopter. NR Maintain is a company that produces a bunch of awesome Coast Guard gear, and they gave me this for free when I made an order for my hat and stuff. But I put a hole in it trying to cut the tags off, so I may not bring this one, but I am gonna have some kind of buff while I'm out there. And then I'm gonna have my gloves. After my gear shakedown trip, and having some hand issues from using the wrong gloves, my buddy suggested that I upgrade. So I got some Alpine gloves. These are the outer shell. They're waterproof. They can handle snow. They can handle ice, and they give you a little bit of dexterity, but most importantly, they give you a lot of insulation. And then they have the interior gloves, the liners. I also have a pair of Merino wool gloves I'm going to wear, but I used them the other day, and I got to find them. I haven't been able to find them yet, so I may or may not be bringing those. But it'd be nice to have, I think these, since they had the grippies, it might be nice to have around camp while setting up camp. And those Murano gloves, use those to hike with those, use those as my glove liners. But some kind of formula of that I'm going to try out. So, all right, so that's all my clothes. This is what I'm actually, this is just a Sea to Summit dry bag, I believe. Or actually, it might be my Walmart special outdoor product. It's just a dry bag. That's actually what my tent goes in. I have a couple of dry bags. I may not have them all out here, but I have a couple of dry bags. I'll definitely put all my clothes in one dry bag, and then I'll have another dry bag for my food, and then I'll have another. Basically, I'm just going to keep everything in dry bags, kind of compartmentalize all my gear. That way, my tent is safe in a dry bag, my sleeping bag is safe in a dry bag, and then all my clothes are safe in a dry bag. And then, I mean, this, I'll talk about it later, but everything will be in my, dry backpack anyway. So this I just have out here to represent food that I'm going to take. I'll definitely have food in a dry bag. I'll be taking some Ziploc bags. They're like, you probably have seen them. I thought I brought them out here, but there's like the odor lock Ziploc bags. I'm definitely gonna have at least one of those to keep I'll have that inside my dry bag to keep my food in. That way it's easily hangable. You can just strap the rope up. Biting the bullet, I am bringing a 2-pound chair. I don't have it set up, but I'm not bringing the bag. I'm just gonna tie like this. I have some extra rope. I tied this up. This is gonna sit on the outside of my pack, and then I'm just gonna shove this wherever it'll shove, because I don't really care about it. I just need it to come with me so I can sit down. I am bringing my camp towel. This way I can kind of clean up at night. It's a little dirty now. I'm gonna have to wash it before I leave, but that way I can like wash my face and whatever. And I'm reusing this. I'm not having to like buy wipes all the time, whatnot. As far as toiletries, this is like an all-in-one toothbrush. So you pop it open, you got your toothbrush there, and then at the base, you open this up, and that's your toothpaste. So you can, this is refillable. You just open this up and shove more toothpaste in there. I probably won't do that after I finish that. I'll just use those little, the travel size toothpaste. And I may fill this up with those. That way it's all inclusive. We'll see. For my water system, I am kind of going against what a lot of people do on the trail. I'm using, I already have this 3-liter Osprey. I love this thing. It's awesome. Osprey makes a really good bladder system. And I'm using the Sawyer Mini as my filter. And as you can see, filter sits in line with my bag. So when I'm hiking, I'll have this filled. I'll be able to just, sip clean water, fill up dirty water in this, sip clean water out of this because, this is in line. I'll be able to sip out of it all day. When I get to camp, I'll use it. I'll hang this in a tree and fill up my Nalgene. And yes, I'm bringing a Nalgene. In fact, I don't really ever leave too far without it. I always have my Nalgene. I won't have it filled while hiking, and I'll just use it for camp, just for convenience of drinking and cooking out of it, or using, pouring my water, whatever. I just prefer it because I use this as a gravity filter at that point, and I'll fill it right into here. And that way I'm using reusable plastic. I already had this. I don't want to have to like buy a new Smart Water bottle every few days or whatever. Yeah, I got to clean this, but I think it's going to work out. It's 6 extra ounces. I'm bringing a 2-pound chair, for crying out loud. I think it'll be fine. Plus, I love this system. So they give you a bigger, I am saving a little bit of weight because they do give you a bigger one of these to backwash this, but that thing is like, it's like triple this size. So I saw this at the store the other day. It was like 20 cents. I was like, dude, I could save so much bulk with that. So I got this. We'll see how it goes. I've already backwashed it a few times using one of these. I got 2 of them. The other one works pretty well. So lo and behold, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be using the Black Diamond Storm as my headlamp. I know that like the Spot is real popular, but I already had the Storm. I love it because it has floodlight, spotlight, and you can also make it green, So if you're watching my videos and you ever think I'm using night vision, it's actually just this light. I just have the green light on facing at me, and that's how it looks like it's night vision. So little camera secret. Oops. So green, blue, which I never use, and red. Red's awesome because it gives you the ability to see. Not great, but it doesn't ruin your night vision. But man, the green light is just so much better. It's so much easier to see on. But yeah, this takes the some AAA, 4 AAA batteries, but it'll last me like a week. So I am carrying extra AAA batteries, some lip balm, my little Leatherman for my knife and other tools. And I decided to bring some toenail clippers because I have some gnarly toenails, and then some like backup fire stuff. So some waterproof matches just in case, along with my lighter. So that's kind of the odd end bag. I do have some extra line, some carabiners to just clip things on. This is my alcohol fuel, my stove. It's a totes. It's I think it's a 750 milliliter bag here. Cook set. So I have my wind guard. This is my alcohol stove, and then that's just some lint just to make fires easier. But this can turn into a stove, like a little frying pan. But I'm a vegetarian, so I don't know what I'm gonna fry with it. But I love this thing. It's pretty great. This is my trowel. I think everybody knows what that's for. I won't go into details, but I used to carry a pretty fancy like army knife or army like shovel that could like dig a hole to China. But I think for this trip, I think this is all I'm gonna need. So definitely bringing my titanium spoon, and then this is just my olive oil. So definitely gonna bring some olive oil. Got to get those extra calories. All right, so electronics wise, so I'm gonna bring my Ulanzi tripod. It's awesome because you can screw a regular camera on there. Not that I need one, but also you can clip your phone in. So it's awesome. The legs are flexible. This is rotatable, so it's a pretty sweet little stand. I got it for free when I bought one of my cameras. I'm gonna attempt this. It's my Nomad 10. It connects really well with the Goal Zero Flip 36. You can kind of see there what the stats are. A 10,000 milliamp battery pack. It should charge my phone at least twice. What's awesome is I can just like put this on the back of my backpack, plug this guy in, and have it charging all day on the trail. So it may not work super great when I first get started, but I think when I get further north, it'll be great. But even if this doesn't work, I think this will work. Even if I stay out, 7 days, my phone lasts for about 3 days, even while filming and such. This gives me 2 more charges. So I should be able to use my phone for 9 days with one of these charges and a good charge on my phone. So I think it should be fine without this, but I'm kind of interested in just playing with it. But so this item might be the first thing I send home. We'll see. But power cords for the phone. I'm gonna need mine for my watch because I have the Garmin tactical solar. So the solar is awesome, but it helps extend the life. It won't actually like charge it. So all right, to talk about my pack. So this is the Hyperlight Mountain Gear Southwest. It's their 55 liter one. It's the Cuban fiber. It weighs like 2.5 pounds, which is half the weight of my Osprey that I was using. It is the extra large because I have a large torso. I've gone on several trips lately with it. I love it. It's not the most comfortable pack. Like there's not a lot of super awesome padding up here, but it is light and it's efficient for what it is. And I like it because it does provide pretty good waterproof with the Cuban fiber. But as I stated earlier, I did notice some water at the bottom of my pack. So that's one reason why I do put everything in dry bags. Plus it just helps compartmentalize. I know the first few times I went backpacking, I saw a lot of guys do that, and it just was really helpful when we had to like break for camp or especially if it's like raining and you can just pull everything out, set it down, and it's raining, but it's fine because everything's protected. So, all right, to start the trail, I am going to start with my Keens. I just picked these up. They're not the most comfortable. They're pretty good shoes. I like them. They're the best I could find at the time. Just shoe supplies are crazy running short right now, but they're waterproof. They got a fairly decent size width to them. So I took them on my shakedown hike. They still needed to be a little bit more broken in. I think I've gotten them about as broken in as I'm going to get them. They haven't given me any blisters or anything. I've done 16 miles, like a 1 day hike, 16 miles in it. It was fine. And then I did that overnight, which turned out to be about 16 miles over 2 days. I haven't really had any problem with them. I can't wait to trade them in for my ultras. But these are definitely better for the winter. They're going to keep my feet warmer during, in snow conditions and wet conditions. So they are waterproof. They got the Gore-Tex. So that's why I'm going to ring those in on the for the first part. But I'll definitely trade them out when it gets warmer. So all right, and one of my last items is the Spot X. So a lot of people I see bring the Garmin InReach Mini. This is pretty much the same thing, but instead of Garmin, it's Spot X. When I did a lot of research about 2 years ago when I was looking into buying one of these, since I usually adventure by myself. I liked the monthly and yearly plans for this a little bit better than the Garmin. I think there's pros and cons to both, but this one I don't have to use my phone. I can communicate pretty easily using these buttons. The Garmin Mini you almost have to use exclusively on your phone. This does Bluetooth to my phone, and I can message from my phone through this when I'm out there. Both this and the Garmin both just in the green tunnel, as they call it. High canopy areas, it's really hard to get a good signal with this. Or if you're in canyons or something, canyon space. So in my experience, I've seen all these work about the same. They're trying to get mostly the same satellites. So anyways, yeah, that's my emergency device. It has the SOS button. I'll carry it on my shoulder, well, I'm not gonna show you, but it's gonna go on my shoulder, so it'll always be with me. So if I do fall, I should just be able to go boop, and hopefully somebody comes to get me. All right, so I did forget about my trekking poles. They're pretty important. They're the Black Diamond. Honestly, I had some awesome Black Diamond trekking poles, but I snapped them on one of my last hikes in the wilderness. And so I ended up getting, I guess it was 2 years ago. I guess I've had these for a year now. These aren't anything special. They're kind of actually heavier than what I like, but I like the grips even though they're getting worn out. But they have this little, I don't know, plunger. It's supposed to help shock. It's a shock absorber. I don't think it does anything. It's probably more of a gimmick than anything else, but I have sticks. I'm bringing them. They may not last the whole trip, just judging by the hands already. So I may end up having to swap these out. They're pretty worn already. I've put some pretty rugged miles on them already. So, but that's my trekking pole. All right, guys. So that's my gear. I hope you I don't know. Tell me what you think. Tell me tell me if I'm an idiot. Tell me if you think I should bring something else, or if you were going, what you would bring, or if you've been before. Tell me. Hey, tell me I'm an idiot for bringing a chair and that I don't need one or something. I don't know. Tell me what you think. So I think I'm set. I'm a little on the heavier side. This is about 25 pounds worth of gear with just base weight. That's not food or water. So I think 25 pounds base weight is is kind of pushing on the heavy side. Just 2 of those pounds is a chair. I'm sure I may trim down just a little bit once I get started. I mean, that's the cool thing, right? You can always stop and send things home. It's fine. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But that's it. Yeah, tell me what you think. And as always, I hope to see you on the trail. Thanks for watching.